Welcome to the UCSB EAP presentation on 2021-2022 programs in China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. During this session, you will learn about the study abroad opportunities available to you in these countries. My name is Megan Pancratz, and I am the Regional Advisor for these countries in the UCSB EAP office. Joining me today are UCSB students who are studying in China and Hong Kong. We'll be hearing from them later in the presentation. First, we will review the programs in China. We have programs in Beijing and Shanghai. Please note that all Chinese courses in China are taught using simplified Chinese characters. First, we will discuss our programs in the historic capital city of Beijing, starting with the programs at Peking University, or PKU for short. PKU is the nation's first modern national university. Applicants for the Chinese in Beijing program must meet and maintain a cumulative 2.5 GPA to be eligible. The program is open to sophomores and above. Please note that the class standing requirements for programs in China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan are based on the number of units completed by departure, not necessarily by the year you are. No prior Chinese language study is required, but there is a maximum language requirement for both the summer and fall options at 9 and 12 quarters respectively. Peking University programs have citizenship requirements. Students with a passport or ID from China, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan are not eligible. Chinese language study is offered from beginning through advanced levels on this immersive language-focused program. Cultural activities, excursions, and tutoring are provided. Past students have been able to fulfill up to a year of Chinese language study on this program. Students live in a foreign student dorm with other international students, about a 10-minute walk from campus. You can read about Natalie's experience on this program on the UCSB EAP blog. Next, we have the spring and year-long options at Peking University. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA to be eligible. No prior Chinese language study is required. Students with native or near-native Chinese language skills may take Chinese taught courses with local students. For many students, however, the focus of the PKU program is Chinese language study. If your Chinese is limited, you'll take language courses through the School of Chinese as a Second Language. If your Chinese language skill level is intermediate, you'll take courses through the Chinese department. These courses are taught in Chinese at a level more easily understood than that of regular university courses. Chinese language study may be supplemented by a choice of 1 or 2 courses taught in English. Please note that if you participate in a spring program in China, Hong Kong, or Taiwan, you will miss both winter and spring quarters at UCSB. Students can choose to pursue an internship, but must secure their placement on their own. This program has the same living arrangements as the summer and fall Chinese in Beijing program, a foreign student dorm. Gain tips on Beijing's must-sees, must-eats, must-dos, and more by reading the 3-minute travel guide by a PKU returnee on UCEAP's Californian Abroad blog. Our last option in Beijing is the spring program at Tsinghua University, which has been ranked the best university in China. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA and have junior standing or 90 units or above by departure to be eligible. No prior Chinese language study is required, but English taught coursework is limited to the fields of engineering, economics, and business. Like PKU programs, there are citizenship restrictions. Students with a passport or ID from China, Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan are not eligible. If considering an internship, students will need to research their own opportunities. Students stay in an international on-campus dorm. We will now review our program offerings in Shanghai, beginning with the Shanghai Summer Program at Fudan University. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 2.85 GPA to be eligible. No prior Chinese language study is required. Students enroll in 2 or 3 courses. Coursework in English is taught by local and international faculty and offered in the following modules: History and Culture, Society and Politics, Business and Economics, Law, and Science and Technology. Chinese language study is optional and available at beginning, intermediate, and advanced levels. The Fudan University program's housing options include an on-campus foreign student dorm or off-campus apartments. Let's hear about William's summer in Shanghai.
So I did the summer abroad in Shanghai last summer, and I guess I'll talk about some of the stuff about the program. So I took 2 classes when I was there, and it was a history class and an economics class, and the econ class, it was international finance, and there's a lot of sightseeing things to see what people have gotten credit for, and yeah, it's possible to get econ credit for these classes if you guys are econ majors, but I actually switched majors, so I didn't end up going through that process, so I'm not too sure how that would play out. I lived in on-campus international dorms, and there's actually 2 versions of it. There's one that's covered by the North American scholarship, which you can apply for, and there's one if you pay a little more, you can go to that one, which I kind of recommend because I had friends in the other one, and I think the one that I stayed at was much nicer. So this was my slide that I made for the program. So that was me and my friends. I think that Xingtiandi is kind of like a open walkways with a bunch of stores. There's a lot of food and small shops there. It's really fun. And this is just at a Chinese restaurant. And every weekend, me and my friends would try to go places. So we actually took a train to Beijing to see the Great Wall of China and other landmarks. So living in Shanghai was really fun because it's a really modern city. There's a lot of food, nightlife, and the program offers a lot of activities. We did a ferry tour on the Bund, which is downtown Shanghai. We saw the building and lights, and cool. I speak a bit of Chinese, so there wasn't that much of a language barrier, but they definitely speak it differently than me because I know at a very basic level, so I think it can be difficult, but I think in Shanghai, enough people speak a bit of English that you'll be able to get by. It wasn't too big of a problem.
All right. In addition to the summer program, Fudan University also offers fall and spring semester programs. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA and have junior standing, 90 units, or above by departure to be eligible. No prior Chinese language study is required. Native Chinese speakers have the option to enroll in courses taught in Chinese. Coursework in English is available in areas such as business, economics, sociology, philosophy, and political science. Chinese language study is optional and available at beginning, intermediate, and advanced levels. Students can intern while on this program, but are responsible for finding their internship. Let's get a glimpse into Fudan University's campus, classes, and food with Kai.
First day of class. First time I almost just died on my board. Yeah. So I've never actually been to this place before. And I have 10 minutes to find it. But it's number 60 on this map. And the name of the building is Teaching Building number 3. So that already doesn't make much sense. Okay, I think this might be it. Yep, that's a 3. Okay, that's a 3, so I think we're in the right place. I think I found my class, you guys. Not bad.
Whether one thing is right or wrong to do. So let me ask you this. One business person, you're going to be businessman, businesswoman, right? So
it's actually pretty crazy because the majority of the students in that class are Chinese speakers, but it's an English class, so they're not allowed to speak Chinese. They have to speak English. But their English is pretty good. I'm very impressed. Class was 2.5 hours long, pretty long, but you get 2 breaks in between, so that's nice. The room is very interesting. There's a microphone, like omnidirectional, on top of the classroom. So everything that you say in the front half of the classroom is amplified through speakers, and it just sounds like the entire class is being held through a Skype call. It's pretty interesting. So if you snore or you're chattering with somebody in the front, everyone can hear you. This is our cafeteria. All of this. It's very big, and there's actually 2 stories with more food. So this meal is 12 kwai, and that's a pricier like dish, you know, like it can range from like 6 to 10. It's usually super cheap. Like how much is yours? 9. That's insane. Yeah. This is like a Panda Express meal.
I'll go back.
Hey, look at that. That guy's eating crab. How much is yours? Like 10? 10 kwai? 9 kwai?
7.
7 kwai. Oh my god.
Kai has a series of videos from his time in Shanghai. I highly encourage you to check them out for a first-hand look into life as an exchange student there. Our final offering in Shanghai is the Summer Global Internship Program, an 8-week full-time internship program. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 2.5 GPA to be eligible. No prior Chinese language study is required. Our partner, CIEE, will help place students at an internship in various sectors such as business, finance, communications, computer science, education, hospitality and tourism, NGOs, and more. There is an integrated academic seminar that meets once a week and involves readings and assignments. At the end of the course, students write a capstone paper. Students can choose to stay in a dorm or live with a local family on this program. Please note that applications for this program are due earlier than the other programs in China. Here are some recommended industries and sample internship placements in education, business, marketing, communications, science and technology, and more. It can be difficult to find internships in Shanghai relating to healthcare, law, politics and government, and psychology. You can read about UCEAP student Alfonso's experience living and interning in Shanghai on the CIEE blog. Now we will review the programs in Hong Kong. We have 3 partner universities. Although most courses are taught in English at all of our partner universities, Cantonese is the primary language of Hong Kong. You will encounter Cantonese in dorms, on the street, in tutorials, labs, and studios. Language study is optional. Please note that the Hong Kong programs have citizenship restrictions. Due to Hong Kong immigration policy, nationals from Afghanistan, Cuba, Laos, North Korea, Nepal, and Vietnam are not allowed to study abroad in Hong Kong. If you aren't already aware, there have been political protests taking place in Hong Kong. UCAP did have to cancel past programs due to the unrest, but as of now, the 2021-2022 programs are scheduled to run. UCAP is monitoring the situation closely. There are many reasons to consider studying abroad in Hong Kong. You can read about UCSB alumnus Justin's top 5 on UCAP's Californian Abroad blog. The many things to eat, see and do, the blend of Eastern and Western influences, the clean and convenient ways to get around, and to explore a place that will offer new and different perspectives. The first program in Hong Kong we will discuss is the immersion program at the largest and greenest campus in Hong Kong, the Chinese University of Hong Kong, or CUHK for short. CUHK is about 45 minutes from downtown Hong Kong. Applicants on this program must meet and maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA to be eligible. Coursework taught in English is offered in all UC fields of study and beyond. Cantonese language study is optional. You can take a maximum of 2 language courses per term. If you're interested in Cantonese or Mandarin language study, CUHK is recommended. Due to immigration policy, internships are not possible in immersion programs in Hong Kong. Students do have the option to pursue directed research or an independent study project with a CUHK professor. Students are guaranteed housing on campus with local and international students. There's a very active dorm life and high level of hall spirit at universities across Hong Kong, offering many activities to get involved in if you so choose. In addition to the CUHK programs during the academic year, UCAP offers 2 during the summer. First, let's discuss the 5-week Hong Kong summer program, where you can study with students from all around the world. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 2.5 GPA to be eligible. Students on this program enroll in 2 courses in business, economics, Asian studies, and more. The largest offerings are in business and courses related to Chinese area studies. Cantonese and Mandarin language courses are available at beginning and intermediate levels. The summer CUHK programs have the same housing option as the immersion program during the year, an on-campus dorm. The third and final CUHK-based program is the Research in Hong Kong program. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 2.85 GPA. Unlike the other CUHK programs, this program is not open to sophomores. Each summer, CUHK offers over 70 undergraduate research opportunities in the sciences, engineering, humanities, and social sciences. Previous students have participated in projects covering a wide range of topics, including language learning and processing in the brain, big data analytics, mangroves in Hong Kong and climate change, machine learning and robotics, film censorship and crime films in Hong Kong, and many more. Projects vary each year and are typically announced in January for the following summer. This is a full-time research program. It can be a great resume booster and opportunity to expand your academic and professional network. Next, we will review the programs at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, or HKUST for short. HKUST is about 30 minutes or so from downtown Hong Kong. The campus overlooks the Clearwater Bay. First up, we have the fall and year immersion options at HKUST. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA to be eligible, and unlike the other immersion programs in Hong Kong, this program is only open to juniors and seniors. Applicants must be majoring in economics or economics and accounting, environmental studies, engineering, biology, chemistry or biochemistry, math or physics. Students enroll in 4 to 5 courses from the following schools and programs: business and management, engineering and science, and humanities and social science. Students will be placed in the HKUST schools based on their major. HKUST is intended for undergraduates advanced in their respective fields of study. Students take the majority of the courses in the school in which they're placed. Transfer students applying for the HKUST business program must have completed at least 1 year at UC by the time of application. Chinese language instruction is available from beginning to advanced levels, and you can take 1 language course per semester. HKUST offers research and independent study courses. To get approval, students will need to meet with the faculty after arrival. Students stay in on-campus dorms with local and international students. So let's hear about Nadav's experience living and studying in Hong Kong.
Yeah, definitely. First of all, thanks for having me here. Hopefully there's some people who are interested in Hong Kong, even with the things going on. Hopefully, there was slowly programs coming on very soon. I'm Nadav. I'm currently a 4th year, but I was studying abroad in Hong Kong at the beginning of my junior year. I'm a mechanical engineering major, so I was studying engineering mainly. 2 of my classes were just for my major, and then I was able to take 2 classes that were just up to my interest. So I took one that was an environmental science class with a professor who's actually from UC Irvine, which is super cool. Hong Kong is a super diverse international place to be, so you're getting professors from all over the place. My other professors from Australia, and just a really awesome place to be. The campus is huge. The bottom left corner, is from my hall. If you would walk out of my room and go into the common area, those are my feet, and then that's the what's called basketball courts and the soccer area, and then the huge bay right there. So really just a beautiful place, and they had food on campus, which is super easy, and almost all the students were living actually on campus too. So get a really solid density of students all hanging out with each other throughout the night, which is always just a fun time to have. I'm trying to think of other important things, and I'm looking through some questions right now. Housing was pretty much taken care of by the university, so they had you either on campus or just a little bit off campus, but both were super accessible, and it was a part of the cost of the education. One of the important parts for me studying abroad was definitely taking into consideration the economic factor, which I personally think UCSB is really fantastic with. So they helped me make sure that it was all pretty much equivalent to what a semester, what a quarter year costs. So I was really thankful that it wasn't, like a budget breaker to have to live on campus or to, take any of the classes over there. With the language, there are some people in Hong Kong who don't know any English, and it's just Cantonese. And that was obviously difficult, but there's a fantastic group of people who know English or fluent in English, which made it super duper easy to be able to get around. All of the transportation, people know enough English where you're able to get by, even if you don't learn Cantonese. Cantonese and Mandarin are just two very difficult languages, in my opinion. If you took a class, which a lot of my friends did, it's definitely manageable. But I wasn't able to learn any of it, unfortunately. But English, you'll get through just fine. I'm trying to think of other things. On the bottom right corner was also that little Bay area on campus. We were able to, as international students, be able to create a beach cleanup because their beaches just get a lot of pollution and plastic pollution from the China area over there. So we were able to do that, which is really cool. It was working with the departments on campus. It was working with some of the students who are actually from Hong Kong. So it was just a really great way to learn a lot from lots of different people. The top right was this one experience. I think it was the moon. I don't remember which festival it is. I apologize. I'm gonna end up culturally misappropriating if I try to figure it out right now. But they had these huge festivals all over the city, and we were able to go to one of them. This one was about 20 minutes from campus, and it was just this huge park full of pretty much everything that you'd expect out of a really fantastic festival. It's like if you went to Santa Barbara Earth Day, but on steroids. So that was super duper fun. And then on the top left is just if you go to the Bay downtown, which, as she was saying earlier, is about a 34-minute transportation, which is super easy to do. They have that huge city. So Hong Kong was a perfect mixture of the urban areas you can go to, but also just so much nature. I highly recommend the program, and
Thank you. Now let's hear from Evan, who also studied at HKUST.
Yes, hello. Nadav and I actually studied at the same time at USC last fall. I'm also a senior at UCSB. I'm studying computer science. And when I went there, I was a third year junior. And I'll try and hit on all the stuff that Nadav got and some of the stuff that he didn't, maybe that I can think of. The classes there, I took 3 computer science classes and 1 econ class that was just up for me. The classes definitely are just as hard, if not harder, than courses at SB. So one piece of advice I have for anyone thinking about this program is definitely take your easier major courses there, because I took one class that was to this day, one of the hardest classes I've taken, didn't take up a lot of my time. So just be careful with that. But still learned so much. The professors, the TAs, and the other students were all extremely bright and extremely helpful. That helped out a lot. Housing, we were all in dorms. So just like UCSB dorms, very similar vibe. RA, maybe a little bit more freedom than SB dorms, but definitely similar. Living in Hong Kong was super, super cool, super different experience than the US. Most of my friends personally were other international students actually from Europe. I don't know, I think international students, when they came, everyone was very wanted to make friends, and we all found each other. I'm sure Nadav had a similar experience. Did have a couple local friends that I would study with, but definitely mostly international, which was actually really cool. Met people from all over the world. Hong Kong itself, as Nadav was saying, the area we were in, it's you can go to the city and have that urban experience, or there's so much nature and so much hiking, and you would go cliff jumping or to the beach. As you can see, the top right, that's the cliff jumping spot. It was super cool. Bottom right was one of the only places in Hong Kong where you can surf. That was fun. And then top left is one of a hike that I went on that just overlooked the entire city. Very beautiful. And the bottom left picture is actually the campus of USC. Like, just so amazing, so beautiful. I never just looking at like, wow, this is unreal. And then a little bit more of the culture. I love that picture on the bottom middle of the Pikachu. It's just something that you would never ever find at UCSB. It's just filled with different culture, which I like a lot. And the Dog had the same exact picture of the Mid-Autumn Festival of the dragon. It's so cool. So definitely a lot to experience there. Important to get out of your doors and just go and see as much as you can whenever you're not studying. The protests, as Megan mentioned before, were definitely a big factor, especially towards the end when we got kind of kicked out of the school as we got a little bit violent. The biggest thing for us was like it would shut down the transportation and that kind of stuff if we were trapped on campus. Important to note that HKUST is actually like 45 minutes away if you take public transportation from like all the big buildings in the big main city. So you're kind of far away and not right next to it. So which is good for like, it definitely helps for like studying and things like that. But if you wanted to go and have a night out, then you did have to bus over there. And then I would absolutely recommend this program to people. It was just overall such a learning, great experience. Definitely some tough times in school for me, but so many cool experiences. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you for listening.
Thank you both. Nadav, did you have anything to add about kind of your daily life during the protest?
Yeah, like everyone was saying, we're pretty much away from all of it. So as long as there were protests going on in the main city, it really didn't affect us. There was one experience, I think near the end of September, where Evan and I were trying to get downtown for just like a little festival going on, and transportation over there was really easy. But then as nighttime came, the government shut down the transportation. So or just like some types of transportation. So it took us a little bit to get back, but that was honestly probably one of the worst experiences I had with just like trying to get around, which really wasn't a big deal. When it came to like being on campus, you didn't notice it, and what is super fascinating about the protest that I was really appreciative to be there for. It's students our age, people who are actually younger than us, who are going out and advocating for democracy in the area. So being able to see some of the students who have lived there their entire lives and be able to go out and actually show like these civil protests, be able to come back and hear their experiences from it, and be able to understand, what does that look like in the territory, which is right now really fighting for that. I am extremely appreciative to have had that experience, and never at any point in time did I feel, nervous for, my safety at any point.
And were you receiving with HKUST providing you kind of updates or sending you notices about kind of the goings on?
Yeah, they did a really great job with that. HKUSD definitely provided understandings of, what transportation is going to be closed, what areas might there be more kinds of protests. So we had a kind of heat map of, where to avoid and where things were happening. And then the local students there were also just so supportive and helpful to make sure that we understood what was going on, to make sure that we understood if some places might be less safe, to make sure that we were not going to be there, just focusing on overall safety. So yeah, the school did a very good job of that.
To hear. So Evan, I don't.
All right, we'll continue right along. So the other UCAP program hosted at HKUST is the Hong Kong Summer HKUST program. Applicants on this program must meet and maintain a cumulative 2.5 GPA to be eligible. Unlike the HKUST immersion programs, the summer program is open to sophomores. Students enroll in 2 or 3 courses from a list of around 30 in business and management, engineering, sciences, humanities, and the social sciences. Course offerings can vary from year to year. Please note that the summer physics track is not open to UCSB students. Like the HKUST immersion program, students live in an on-campus dorm. The final program in Hong Kong is the University of Hong Kong, also known as HKU. HKU is the oldest and highest ranked university in Hong Kong and is located in downtown central Hong Kong. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA to be eligible and have at least sophomore standing by departure. With the exception of courses in Chinese language and literature, HKU courses are taught in English. A full curriculum of HKU coursework is taught in English in the arts, humanities, business, engineering, sciences, and social sciences. Most business, economics, engineering, and science courses have prerequisites and require prior experience in the field. If you're advanced in one of these majors, you are more likely to qualify for those courses. Humanities and other social science courses tend to have less rigorous and strict prerequisites. HKU has many courses with research or field study components. Formal internships aren't possible, but we did have a former gaucho whose business class included an internship-like component, where a group of 9 students were trying to create a startup from scratch. Unlike the other partners in Hong Kong, HKU cannot guarantee housing for exchange students. Housing is very competitive. Students will want to apply as soon as the housing application opens. Housing includes resident halls near campus. Depending on what hall you are placed in, the commute can vary, but all are within a 30-minute walk from campus. This program is impacted for the fall and year, in which I only have 13 spaces. I don't have a limited number of spaces for the spring program. If you were to apply for the fall or year program and not be nominated, you would have the time to apply for another program with a later deadline, such as one of the other universities in Hong Kong. And you can visit our UCSB EAP blog to read about Gaucho's experiences at HKU. Let's shift now to our programs in Taiwan, all housed at the National Taiwan University, or NTU, the country's top university, and fun fact, UCSB Chancellor Yang's alma mater. Please note that all Chinese courses in Taiwan are taught using traditional Chinese characters. There are many great reasons to study abroad in Taiwan, from the nature spots and the food at night markets. Stinky tofu, anyone? Not to mention that Taiwan is the birthplace of boba. From that to the modern and reliable public transportation and the warm locals who can help ease culture shock. You can read in more detail about a UCEAP's returnee's take on why you should consider studying abroad in Taiwan on the UCEAP Californian Abroad blog. First up is the Chinese in Taipei program. So this is a new program in which we haven't sent UC students yet. Applicants for this program must meet and maintain a cumulative 2.85 GPA to be eligible, and it's open to sophomores and above. This is a language-focused program offering classes at beginning, intermediate, and advanced levels. This program does not have coursework for native speakers. In addition to 9 units of language studies, students enroll in a 3-unit Exploring Taiwan course, which includes a mix of in-class lectures, field trips, and Chinese cultural activities. Photos on the slide are of a culture activity and a field trip. This is the same course that Research in Taipei summer students enroll in as well. Students on all NTU programs live in a university dorm close to campus. Next, we have the Research in Taipei program. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 2.85 GPA, and students must have at least junior standing by departure to be eligible. There are 2 required courses in this program. A 9-unit lab research course involving 30 hours of research or more per week. The time commitment does vary depending on the project and assigned lab team. In addition to the lab research, there is the Exploring Taiwan course. The bottom left photo on this slide is from one of the incorporated field trips where students visited a mountainous region famous for its tea, learned how to properly make tea, and ate tea-infused cuisine. Areas of research include agriculture, biotechnology, computer science, engineering, law, liberal arts, management, medicine, public health, and science. Some past students' research topics have included food biotechnology, computer-aided surgery technology, sustainable energy applications, and comparative and gender politics. Past UCSB students have conducted research related to cancer and Alzheimer's disease as well. These are just a few examples. You can read about Sherry's experience pursuing food science-related research on this program, a research opportunity she couldn't find at UCSB, on the UCSB EAP blog. The final program in Taiwan is the National Taiwan University Immersion Program. Applicants must meet and maintain a cumulative 3.0 GPA to be eligible. The program is open to sophomores and above. Please note that if you participate in the fall NTU program, you will miss both fall and winter quarters at UCSB. For this reason, many students consider studying abroad for an entire year at NTU. No prior language study is required, and language study is optional at NTU. It is offered from beginning to advanced levels. Students with limited Chinese language ability will probably need to take Chinese language study along with courses taught in English to meet the minimum UC unit requirements. Students with native or near native Chinese language ability are able to take courses from a broad range of offerings taught in Chinese. Strong coursework in English is offered in economics, engineering, and business. Past students have also taken political science and Asian studies courses designed for international students in English. Internships are possible, but students must arrange their internship placement on their own. You can find Annie's entry on the UCSB EAP blog to read about her experience studying and interning in Taipei for an entire year. Financial aid, and that's loans, grants, scholarships, travels with you. Your financial aid is repackaged according to the overall estimated cost of your program. Be sure to get an estimate of what your personal financial aid package could look like for your term abroad by visiting the the EAP calculator, or by contacting findaid@sa.ucsb.edu. We recommend applying to as many study abroad scholarships as you're eligible for. There are UC EAP specific scholarships, UCSB EAP specific scholarships, and national scholarships. There are Asia specific scholarships too. If you apply to the Summer Global Internship Shanghai program, you may also be eligible for CIEE specific scholarships. To learn more about finances and scholarship opportunities, I encourage you to attend one of our costs and scholarships info sessions held on Fridays at 3 p.m. One UCSB EAP specific scholarship is the Freeman Internship Scholarship. If you're interested in interning for UC credit on one of the eligible programs in China or Taiwan, you should definitely apply to this scholarship. I've included photos from past Freeman scholars on the slide. From left to right, there's a picture of an art gallery in Beijing where one of our earlier Freeman scholars interned. Next features Sasha, second from the left, seated at the table with her colleagues at an architectural startup firm in Beijing. Alejandro is featured in the third photo. He participated in the year-long PKU program. During his fall semester, he interned with an NGO called the Migrant Children's Foundation. There, he helped manage their social media accounts, coordinated English teaching volunteers, and helped with event planning. During his spring semester, he secured an internship with ByteDance, which was responsible for TikTok. A benefit in studying abroad for a year is that it allows you to participate in 2 different internships if you'd like. The last photo is of Annie in Taiwan at her elementary school internship, where she taught English and assisted with library duties. We'll be holding an info session on this scholarship specifically on November 17th at 4 p.m. I hope you will join. This concludes the presentation.